The lesson of Lenovo's new Moto G5 Plus is simple. Cheap smartphones have no business feeling cheap anymore. This bar has officially disappeared when you can buy a phone for as little as $229 with a metal build, phenomenal display, great performance, and satisfactory battery life. And best of all, it's a phone that you can take to any major carrier and it'll just work. The Moto G series has always been a good value, combining great Android software with decent enough hardware, but this is the first iteration of the series to feel truly premium. If other companies like OnePlus, ZTE, and Huawei weren't battling out this war to produce impressive and expensive phones, I'm not convinced Lenovo would have made this G5 to what it is. It's nowhere near perfect, but I can't think of an easier recommendation for someone who wants to spend between $200 and $300 on a phone that just works. And it's a pretty nice position for Lenovo to be in as well. Hey guys, it's VinnyLambo here, and today I'm going to be doing a review on the Motorola Moto G5 Plus. In the US, the G5 Plus comes in two configurations. One is a $299 model with 64GB of storage and 4GB of RAM. The other cuts both of those numbers in half and sells for a cheaper $229 with 32GB of storage and 2GB of RAM. You'll be able to get them from Moto's website, Walmart, Best Buy, Target, Costco, and other retailers. But here's the real hook. If you're an Amazon Prime user, you'll get a steep discount on either version as long as you're willing to put up with lock screen ads like most, if not all, of the Kindle Fires. With lock screen ads, the better model drops down to $239 and the cheaper one will go down to $185. That's cheap. When I say that the Moto G5 Plus is a metal phone, that's only partially true. The backplate taking up much of the phone's rear is aluminum, but the G5's core frame is actually plastic. It's plenty sturdy with tactile buttons, a creak-free frame, and an internal nano coating that can prevent a phone from spills. My issues with the design are twofold. For one, Lenovo has made some aesthetic choices that make the phone look a little cheap, like the Moto logo plastered on the front and shiny chrome edges that surround the display. Two, it's just a little bland. Your opinion may differ, and my unfavorable take might rest partly with the gold color I reviewed. And while the Moto G5 Plus is comfortable to hold thanks to its 5.2-inch 1080p screen, it's not considered plus by today's standards. On the left side is a volume toggle and a textured power button, the power button being on the bottom of the volume buttons in this case, and on top is a SIM tray, which also holds microSD cards to supplement the 32 or 64GB of built-in storage. The display is definitely one of the best things about the G5 Plus. It's a 1080p IPS LCD panel with flawless viewing angles. No matter how or from where you look at the screen, it's excellent. Just be aware that the colors are somewhat muted compared to the vivid OLED displays on the Moto Z line. Below the screen is a wide oblong fingerprint reader. You can use it in one of two ways. By default, it's just like the Moto's other fingerprint scanners that will unlock your phone or lock it again if you hold your finger down for a little bit longer. But there's also a neat trick that turns off Android's on-screen buttons, back, home, and recents, and lets you replicate them with swiping gestures. The swiping gestures worked as expected most of the time, but as a long-time use of Android's on-screen buttons, I could never fully adjust to the style of using the phone day to day. So for the ease of use, extra bit of usable screen, and for simplicity, I recommend using the sensor as the home and navigation buttons. But the biggest feature that Lenovo is emphasizing with the G5 Plus is the camera inside. It's a 12 megapixel protruding sensor. On paper, that sounds fairly similar to the camera setup in Samsung's Galaxy S7. I wish I could say you were getting the phenomenal camera for half the price, but unfortunately that's not the case. In daylight, the G5 Plus captures impressive dynamic range, particularly in HDR mode, and keeps the pace with cameras far above its price range. Come nighttime, the phone's lack of optical stabilization can have a noticeable, bad impact on your shots. Everything tends to look soft. Phone cameras don't need optical image stabilization to take fantastic low-light images, see the Google Pixel, but Moto's camera app and algorithms don't have the smarts to get the image you want on the first try. But most people buying this phone are likely to tap and shoot. Compared to other phones in this price range, the G5's camera is ahead. It's just nowhere close to today's flagships, which is probably an unrealistic expectation to have. The G5 Plus is a 3000 mAh battery, which has been enough to make the phone last for between 4 and 6 hours of on-screen time in my experience. The fast charging can refuel the battery quickly as well. Two problems. I've had the phone for under a week, and I've noticed an outlier or two where the battery drained faster than expected. It's not the all-time battery champion that some of its siblings are, but it'll comfortably get you through a day of heavy use. Hopefully you've still got some micro USB cables around, because neither version of the G5 has USB Type-C for charging. But the micro USB port is not the most glaring example of cost cutting for this phone. That will be the total lack of NFC, which gives you a phone that can't do tap to pay with Android Pay or anything else you'd use NFC for. For software, out of the box you're getting Android 7.0 Nougat and Google Assistant. My unit currently remains on an older security patch, which isn't the most encouraging thing to see. Motorola's got a rather patchy history with timely software releases, both on the software and security end of things. With the G5 Plus, you're getting most of Moto's excellent software customizations like Moto Display lock screen notifications and Moto Actions, letting you twist the phone to launch the camera or chop the phone twice to turn on the flashlight. The only missing one is Moto Voice. That's not much of an issue since you can still set up OK Google to control the phone with your voice and get answers from Assistant. The Moto G5 Plus is simply an outstanding phone for the money. It's cheap, comes without monthly installments or commitments, and you could take it to any carrier. Sure, spending $100 or $200 more will get you a better overall package in the OnePlus 3T, or the hard-to-believe battery longevity of the Moto Z Play, but not everyone can do that. And though the Moto G5 Plus is by no means the best smartphone available today, it's hard to find one at a better price, especially if you're an Amazon Prime subscriber and don't mind lock screen ads. I hope you guys enjoyed this VL Tech video, and if you did, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
I'm climbing up the keep it on the level, keep it on the level. I'm climbing up the I'm climbing up the keep it on the level, keep it on the level. I'm climbing up the ladder while you